Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be speaking on Benjamin Šeško. Of course, this is the striker, one of the top class strikers that is still left on the market. And guess what? We are going to be covering it today. We are going to be making sure that we have all the things that it takes for us to understand what Benjamin Šeško and where he's going to be going, because we need to pay attention to what is happening in the transfer window. Of course, we got to do that. It's definitely going to be one thing that we need to check out, and it's something that we absolutely need to break down. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, guys. Sean, thank you very much. I'm giving 5 grand to the first 7 people that inbox me. Chase, shout out to you, man. That's definitely a good one. You give those people that money. So yeah, man, so many things are happening when it comes to Benjamin Šeško. It is absolutely getting crazy in the transfer window. Of course, one thing is for sure, Arsenal have just announced Gyökeres to Arsenal. So that definitely is not going to be Benjamin Šeško going to Arsenal, in my opinion. I don't think Arsenal have the money to actually come out and go for Benjamin Šeško after what they just did. So in my mind, the way I see it, it definitely has to look has to be, who are the teams, who are the big teams, right? Who are the big teams that has not gotten a striker? Who are the teams that have not gotten a striker? And when we see that situation, then we tend have to understand where is he going to go, because if there's one thing that we know for sure is that Benjamin Šeško is going to be leaving RB Leipzig. If we want to know one thing for sure is that he's going to be leaving RB Leipzig. And as he's leaving RB Leipzig, it is the question of where is he going to go? That's the question. It is not even an if, but, or maybe. I believe that Benjamin Šeško is going to be leaving Leipzig. And that is the question that we need to ask. You get me? That's the question that we need to ask. And first person that kind of dropped the news that I have seen today was Florian Plattenberg. Florian Plattenberg dropped this news, right? And this news basically stated, it was like Manchester United are not giving up on Benjamin Šeško as revealed today. Man United have presented the player with clear figures and their projects. Sheshko is impressed by Manchester United's effort to sign him. However, Newcastle are fully in the race and are not backing down. An offer is ready to be submitted at any time. Leipzig is now demanding at least 80 million for Benjamin Šeško. So that's basically what we have seen with Benjamin. That's what we have seen from Florian Plattenberg. And if there's anything that we know for a fact is Florian Plattenberg is a Sky reporter. A Sky reporter that is based in Germany. So it's not an English reporter or whatever. He is based in Germany. If there's one thing that he should have the most, what they call it, the most what do you call this, the most, what's this word, sources. That's the word. I don't know why I can't speak today. If there's something that he needs to have in terms of the most sources, he should be having those sources in Germany. And that's one thing with this situation, because one thing is for sure, Florian Plattenberg has had his misses. But the truth about this situation is that he also has his scores. He also has situations where he has done big ones. You get me? And so in this particular one, we have Florian Plettenberg saying that Manchester United are trying and are pushing hard for them to get this deal over the line. And if there's one thing we want to know, or one thing that it is clear to us personally, in my mind anyway, is that when you look at this situation, right? When you look at this situation, you have to think about where is the best place for Benjamin Šeško to go. You get me? Where is the best place for Benjamin Šeško to go? And if you come up with a good answer, comment down below. I want to actually see what you guys come up with. I really want to see what you guys come up with, because in my mind, the way I look at this situation, Benjamin Šeško is a 22-year-old player, 22-year-old kid that has literally made his name in football already. He has made his name in football already, and it is a big one. He's not looking at a situation where he's a youngin in the game. He has played so many games for RB Leipzig. Last season, right? He was touted to leave RB Leipzig, but he understood, right? He understood that this situation it's not going to happen overnight. He needs to settle down and actually give what he needs to give to these players and to kind of get better. And in that situation, he absolutely touted, like he chose to stay. You get me? He chose to stay at RB Leipzig. As he chose to stay at RB Leipzig, he had the conversations. Everything. I was perplexed by why he decided to do that. You understand? I was floored by why he decided to do that because in my mind, I'm like, yo, you have the talent. Why are you not challenging yourself? Challenge yourself so you can get better at and get the world of football at light. Break it open. Break the absolute trucker open when it comes to Benjamin Šeško. Now, the thing about this situation is that Benjamin Šeško is not just a young player. The likes of Van Persie have already spoken about him. Van Persie said about Sheshko, he said, Sheshko is not flashy. He's just deadly. While a new gen strikers are outside the box doing vibes and step overs, this guy is a 6 yard box asking for the ball. Are you coming or not? He's a different breed. Old school hunger with a Gen Z body. That was what Van Persie said about Benjamin Šeško. You get me? That was what Van Persie said about Benjamin Šeško. And to me, that makes, like, don't get me wrong, I understand that it is quite hard for us to actually understand um, or to kind of carry over when it talks of like a very good striker, right? A very good striker. Um, Frank says Gen Z is so good at soccer, it's not even funny, bruv. Those kids are getting better. They're starting playing soccer from scratch. From the moment they get out of their womb, of their mother's womb, they're playing soccer. They're playing football. You get me? And that's the difference about the situation. You get that's the difference about the situation. Right now, we get the reports, right? We have the reports that Manchester United presented Benjamin Šeško their project and figures. The player is said to be impressed by United's effort to sign him. Newcastle ain't backing down though. With an offer expected, Leipzig now wants around 69, 69, 420 million pounds for him. That's what RB Leipzig wants. But that's one thing for sure that they definitely came into this situation, right? They came into this situation wanting a bidding war. When Arsenal did not give them the bidding war that they wanted, with Manchester United getting in the race now, that's what they want. That's what they want. That's always what they want. They have always wanted a bidding war. B. Frank says, I think Germany or England is going to win the World Cup. No, we're definitely going to talk about that when the time is right for sure. We're going to talk about that when the time is right for sure. He says America will never. Don't get me wrong, America is actually getting better at football every single day. They're getting better at football, but it has to start with the grassroots. It has to start with the grassroots. You get me? It has to start with the grassroots. That's how we then will start producing what we tend to see in the NFL, what we tend to see in the NBA. Those kind of situations, when you start focusing on the grassroots, right? You start focusing on the grassroots. Yes, you're absolutely right, Frank. It's seen as a kid's game here for sure. It definitely is seen as a kid's game in the US. But when you start understanding, right, that the best time to start a kid in playing soccer is, or to start a superstar in playing football, is when they're kids. You can mold them into perfect soccer players. They have all the pace, they have all the agility. You literally saw with what England did. England decided we are going to start our whole what do you call it? Our whole international program all over again. We were going to rebrand, we were going to focus on a certain style, and they have absolutely produced the likes of Jude Bellingham, produced the likes of Bukayo Saka, um, Morgan Gibbs White, Harvey Elliott, a lot of players, Phil Foden. All these things has to come from the grassroots. However, let's get back to topic though. Let's get back to topic. However, we have been talking about the transfer window of Benjamin Šeško to wherever he wants to go in the next move. Right now, what we are seeing is between Newcastle and um, Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano, of course, who is one of the tier one reporters, he says this week is key for Benjamin Šeško's future, as Manchester United also approached his camp to ask for the deal conditions. Newcastle presented their project to Šeško last week, ready to bid if player accepts. Sheshko expected to decide his future soon. So that's definitely a big one. You understand? This particular one right here is a top notch kind of reporting. Do you know the reason why? The reason why is because Fabrizio Romano has had a lot of links and a lot of sources when it came to Benjamin Šeško. But not just that, right? Not just that. When you look at Florian Plattenberg is a German reporter, a German reporter that is based in Germany. RB Leipzig is a club that is in Germany. It plays in the Bundesliga. And Benjamin Šeško, of course, plays in that league. And so I believe that Florian Plattenberg is definitely going to have a lot of sources, like what Fabrizio Romano said. He said that Manchester United have approached, right? Manchester United have approached in order for them to be able to find out what he would want. You understand? In order for them to find out what he would want, and so they can start going through the races in terms of bidding for him. But in this situation, Florian Plattenberg gives me a little bit more confidence. You get me? And I know it's very weird for you to even think about like Fabrizio Romano having less confidence than Florian Plattenberg. It's just about the idea of where these people are based. Frank says, "Do you watch other sports too?" Yes, man, I watch. My whole life is sports, buddy. I watch it, I play it. Honestly, it's definitely I've consumed my life for the most part. So axe away, bruv. Axe away. That's the beauty of this situation. Tennis. What do you want to talk about in tennis? What do you want to talk about in tennis? I'm not the best at tennis because it's like that was actually funny enough. That was the first sport I started. I started playing tennis when I was younger. Oh, Wimbledon for sure. Let's go. Let's go on. Let's go on. If that's what you want to talk about, come on. Let's get it. We can definitely talk about that. Once we'll give like a 5 seconds or 5 minutes, and then we can get back to it. We can get back to what we're talking about. You're talking about Nokovic, Djokovic. I never understand how to pronounce his name. See, I love that there is no parity. Well, that's true. It's it's whether you win or you don't. There's no situation where it's like, okay, the only time I see like that there's a little bit of like a problem, right? Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great game, but like I feel the umpires are just they ruin the game sometimes. It's like the rules are so ridiculous sometimes. It's like, come on, dog. I've seen a game where it was in and it was so clear to every single person, but because the umpire had already ruled out, it didn't get turnover and it was a costly point by my add. It definitely was a costly point. Um, So about this situation, it says it's borderline the hardest game like if you can't serve, you are rendered useless. Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would just say though, like in that situation, having a great serve, having a great serve in tennis is definitely one of the things that you're like you have to have it in your game in order for you to be an elite player. Let me say that because I've seen a lot of people that do not have like the fast serve, the like 90 degree or 90 kilometer per hour, or 100 kilometer per hour kind of serve that is usually to the side. But when it comes to them receiving a serve, they are lethal. They are lethal in terms of them receiving a serve. So I've seen people that have actually gotten good at receiving a serve or just like taking it back towards the other person. So yeah, I've seen it's possible, but you definitely are at a disadvantage if you don't know how to serve for sure. Um, Another news about this situation is that Granit Xhaka is back to the Premier League. Buddy, just keep on asking the questions. I'll definitely be going in and out. So it's alive, it's interactive. So bring it on. Any questions you guys have, I'm always here to answer it. Granit Xhaka has landed right now, and he is joining Sunderland on a 3-year contract to be signed on Tuesday after medical. He is with his agent Jose Noguera and Rajib Sharka and Granit Sharka. So basically, I think that's his dad and him, basically. Um, Soccer Gamer says Isak might come to Liverpool. Yes, yes, I literally made a video about this situation, right? That now that what's his name? Luis Diaz is on his way. Now that Luis Diaz is on his way to to Bayern Munich. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fog today. Now that Luis Diaz is on his way to Bayern Munich, that money, that influx of money is going to allow Liverpool then have the opportunity to go back into the market and then push for Isak. And with Isak kind of telling them that he wants to leave, it is going to be a very dangerous thing. It is going to be a very dangerous thing to have Isak at at Liverpool. It is going to be dangerous. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. Um, Another thing that is very crazy. Yes, the transfer market has been crazy, man. Another thing that is really crazy is the rumors about Gigi Donnarumma or Gio Donnarumma leaving PSG. That is the craziest part of this situation. There is a rumor that Donnarumma can be leaving PSG this summer. I don't understand why would you even want to leave the best team in the world right now? I don't understand why you would want to do that. I'm still perplexed by that idea. You get me? I'm still perplexed by the idea, but it is basically rumored that, well, not rumored, because I know PSG has definitely gone in for this deal. They have gone in for Chevalier, who is the goalkeeper of Lille, right? He's the goalkeeper of Lille. And, oh, wow. Yes, so he's the goalkeeper of Lille. Diego Jota forever our number 20 for sure. Um, I'll forever miss that dude because he was a generational talent and an even better man to even I don't even know. I can't quantify the situation. But I'm so glad um that the world of football is never going to forget him. That's definitely one thing that I'm definitely glad for. Um So one of these situations that we need to talk about is definitely the thought process of like Benjamin Šeško. Like I'm beating on this drum because it's like Manchester United bruv. It's at this point we need to get this deal done. We can't go any forward without getting this deal done because in my mind, bro, I literally had this conversation, right? I made a video yesterday talking about the most talented front three in the Premier League. The most talented front three in the Premier League. You're looking at for Manchester City, you're looking at Erling Haaland, Omar Mamouche, and Doku. You understand? Erling Haaland, Omar Mamouche, and Doku. Talented boys, really good players, really, really talented players. You get me? And then you look at Liverpool, you're looking at Eketike, Vert, and Mohamed Salah. Don't get me wrong, they still have the opportunity to get Alexander Isak. You look at Chelsea, they have Pedro, Palmer, and Delap. Spurs, Solanke, Kudus, and Kulusevski. You understand? Arsenal, Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka, and Martinelli, or Madueke, or maybe even Rodrigo. You get me? And then you look at Manchester United, and Manchester United are struggling to get a new striker in. That's why Benjamin Šeško coming into Manchester United has to be a real deal. It has to be something that we need to get. It has to be something that we need to get done. Soccer Gamer says, I think Sheshko doesn't want to go to United. Well, we don't know yet. The conversations have been happening. It has happened between the last 2 days. And in these last 2 days, what we have been hearing is basically just him taking his time that he's going to make a decision this week. That's what we have heard from Fabrizio Romano. So this week we are going to be expecting him to actually come out and make a decision whether he's going to go to Newcastle or he's going to take the bait and come to Manchester United. In my mind, there's only one choice. In my mind, there's only one choice. It is Manchester United. No matter how bad Manchester United are, you are playing for Manchester United. And guess what? Manchester United are not going to be as bad as we were before next season. We are not just going to be that. We are not going to be that. And that has to be clear to people. You get me? It has to be clear to people. And that's why, like, I'm literally saying it right now that Benjamin Šeško, we need to get this deal done. We need to get Benjamin Šeško through the doors of Carrington. Because it wouldn't make any sense if we allow Sheshko go to Newcastle. The rumors that we are hearing is that Manchester United are waiting, right? We are waiting for us to get to the end of the summer. We are waiting for us to get to the end of summer for us to then ramp up what we need to do. If we do that, we will be losing out on Benjamin Šeško. Um, Galilo Tuna says Sheshko will most likely join Newcastle before Isak going to Liverpool. That's the thing about this situation. That's the thing about this situation. It is mind blowing to think about. Newcastle have all the money in the world. They have all the money in the world. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle cannot just splash the money because of PSR. But you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Newcastle might be losing their best striker. In fact, honestly, arguably the best striker in the league. They might be losing him. Newcastle have come out and literally said, bro, I'm ready to pay whatever. I'm ready to play whatever. So Manchester United need to go into this situation and not just go into this situation talking about, hey, this is what we're going to play you. But we need to go into this situation saying we are Manchester United and you are going to be playing for the biggest club in the world. And I'm not trying to be boastful in this situation. It's just straight on facts. We need to go in and pull that lever because Benjamin Šeško is a talented boy. He's not somebody that all of a sudden we are basically getting like, oh, we just want to go pick him up because that's who's left. He's someone that we have scouted even before Erik ten Hag. We scouted Benjamin Šeško when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was still at the coach, was still the coach. We honestly scouted Benjamin Šeško. Galilo says United need to sell the players before they buy Sheshko. I understand that we need to sell the players, but that is where having a smart mind in terms of doing business in the transfer window has to work, has to come into play. Because you know for a fact that this is going to be a ripple effect. I made a live video last time talking about the striker domino. It is going to be a ripple effect. How is the ripple effect, you may ask? You may ask. Juventus want to sign Randall Kolo Muani from PSG. You understand? They want to sign Randall Kolo Muani. Manchester United have gone into the race of basically like saying, hey, we are also looking at Randall Kolo Muani. You get me? But then in a situation where Manchester United cleared the road for them to actually get Kolo Muani, Juventus have basically understood and have been speaking to Jadon Sancho about their willingness to bring him into the to the Serie A. They have literally spoken about this situation. You get me? And this is why I feel like it would make a lot of sense that Manchester United clear the road for them to get Randall Kolo Muani. And I know it's not going to be easy. I really do believe it's not going to be easy, but I believe that once Juventus gets Kolo Muani, we will then see them coming in for Jadon Sancho. And removing Jadon Sancho's money from the books would absolutely be so freaking helpful for us doing anything. For us doing anything at all. Bear in mind, July starts a new business year. And so Manchester United have spent majority of last year's money on Mateus Cunha and have spent about half to about one third of the this year's money of this summer on Brian Mbeumo because of the installments that they basically decided and agreed to pay for Brian Mbeumo. I think it's via 4 years. You get me? So Manchester United still have the money. We still have some money for us to get this thing done based on amortization. Based on amortization, we can get this thing going over the line. And that's why we absolutely need this. Bro, I'm not saying this to be like to scare anybody. Manchester United are going to be facing on the first day of the Premier League, on 17th of August, we are going to be facing Arsenal. And in that Arsenal team, right? In that Arsenal team, bro, I'm passionate about this because I really want you guys to understand what Manchester United are facing. You get me? Manchester United are going to be facing Arsenal. Not just facing Arsenal, they are going to be facing Victor Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, or Madueke in the first game. In the first game, and this is a team that goddamn finished second last year. They finished second last year. And I know the saying, I know in coaching, the best time to increase your floor is when you're winning. In coaching, the best time to increase your floor is when you're winning. But I need you guys to understand this because it breaks my heart. I literally get stabbed every single time. Man, look at me doing like as if I'm attacking on Titan. But when I think about this situation and it breaks me, man. We were 15th, bruv. We were 15th in the league last summer, in last season. We were 15th. Manchester United, the biggest club in the world, the club that has the most fans. We were 15th in the league last season. It will absolutely be asinine for us to go into this season, without a striker. Now, don't get me wrong. If we do not get a striker, we can still do magic because these two players that we brought into the club is going to be revolutionary for Manchester United. It is. It is going to be revolutionary for Manchester United. But one thing I want to also say is that if we do not get a striker, I believe Ruben Amorim would have to change his system. And I already have the right system for him to change it to. So let me answer the chat and then we'll get into that system. By the way, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on TikTok, hit that follow button so you guys do not miss a thing that we do here on Pillar Sports. You get me? You get me? So Galilo says, how is United going to sell Rasmus Hojlund, but where is he going to? Now, that's a good question. That's a good question. Now, let me answer this. And I'm going to answer this as crystal clear as I can. I believe in Rasmus Hojlund. I believe in Rasmus Hojlund, and I believe Manchester United should not sell Rasmus Hojlund yet. I truly do. I truly believe that. The reason why I believe that, and a lot of people might think I'm crazy for this. You get me? A lot of people might think I'm crazy for this. And I've basically seen a lot of things. He says, hey, have you ever been on Love Island? That's a question. Should I be on Love Island? Is that what? Are you looking at me, looking for me on Love Island, bruv? Come on now. Anyway, in this situation, right? Rasmus Hojlund, that's what we're talking about. Before the Love Island question, don't get me wrong, I would actually love it. Who would have loved to get on Love Island? Uh, but this is my situation, right? Rasmus Hojlund has everything it takes to be a top elite striker for Manchester United. Let's look about all our strikers that has been successful in the Premier League. Let's just give a glimpse of what they look like. A striker in the Premier League right now needs to have pace. You understand? They need to be fast enough to be able to get to the position that they need to get because they are now taxed to be able to hold up play. So when you hold up play, you need to be able to get back to the position that you're meant to be, which is in the 6 yard box. You get me? So if you do not have the pace, that's a problem. But guess what? Rasmus Hojlund clocked. You get me? Rasmus Hojlund clocked one of the fastest run, fastest pace in the entire Premier League last season. So Rasmus Hojlund has that speed. Real Gunnar is in the building, people. Real Gunnar said, Jokeres go wound pressing on 17th of August. That's funny. That's funny because he just might. He just might. Don't get me wrong. The person that made him who he is today is in our dugout. You get me? He is in our dugout. So one thing is for sure. One thing is for sure, brother. I'm sure he knows how to counter it. I'm sure he knows how to counter playing against Jokeres. But let's get back to Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus Hojlund has the pace. That's what we have already covered. Rasmus Hojlund understands how to move with the ball. That is one thing that was so baffling to me last season. It was so baffling to me last season because it looked like Rasmus forgot how to play football. And I all believe that comes from confidence. Because what we saw at Atalanta is not what we are seeing now. Riguna says he's about to repay the favor. Brother, trust me when I say this. Right now, Arsenal have gotten all the pieces that they want. If you guys do not win, oh, if you guys do not win the Premier League next season, guys, you guys are my witness. Real Gunnar is in the chat. This is my brother. He is in the chat and he is going off about how Jokeres is going to dismantle Manchester United. But let me tell you this. It's not about the 17th of August. It's about May. It's about the 17th of May. If you guys do not raise the trophy, I'm going to see you, bro. I will absolutely see you. Because you, trust me when you say this. I say, I decimate. Bro, relax. Brother, relax. Real Gunnar says, them they call player, you they call Holland. Now player be that. Bro, trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this. Rasmus Hojlund is a talented boy. His confidence, confidence absolutely was shot last season. Soccer Gamer says, where will Garnacho go? I still believe that there's still an opportunity for Garnacho to go to Aston Villa or to go to Chelsea. He wants to stay in the Premier League. He truly wants to stay in the Premier League. And this situation is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I truly believe that if Garnacho goes, if we can sell Garnacho, we would absolutely be able to fund Benjamin Šeško. 100%. 100%. Because we still have some coffers, some money in the coffers. If we sell Garnacho for pure profit, we would absolutely see Benjamin Šeško coming to Manchester United. Carrera says, I hope I pronounced that name right, Sheshko to Man United only. I really hope. I truly hope he comes to United. I truly do, bruv. Don't get me wrong. I truly do. Because he is definitely going to be a game changer for us. What was one of the things? What are the attributes of Jokeres that Ruben Amorim loved so much? Jokeres understood how to hold up play. He is fast with the ball. He is strong with the ball. He knows how to find the back of the net. But most especially, he is hardworking. He is hardworking. Now, let me tell you this situation about Benjamin Šeško. Benjamin Šeško has not done the things that we all expected him to do in the Bundesliga. You understand? We all expected Benjamin Šeško to give 20 goals, 25 goals, and that is definitely going to be the risk. Because with the likes of Erling Haaland was scoring 30, 25. Why Benjamin Šeško last season scored 13? Last season, Benjamin Šeško scored 13 in 38 games. And that is a scare. However, I can see the talent. Just as I can see the talent in Rasmus Hojlund. And I know that it's heartbreaking to even say. It is heartbreaking to even say, but let's just imagine now that Manchester United do not get Benjamin Šeško and we do not get any striker coming in. Like I told you already, I have come up with a system. And this is not a system that I basically created. But I believe that this system is the system that Ruben Amorim would need to play for us to be able to win. This is my trusted board right here. This is the system that Ruben Amorim will need to play if we do not get a striker. I hope you guys can see this. Basically, this is a 3-5-2. 2 in the meaning. Okay, that's the middle. You get me? So this is what I'm telling you. This is the system that we need to play. This is the system. If we do not get a striker, guys, can you see this on TikTok? You get me? If we do not get a striker, this is a system that we need to play. And I want you guys to actually peep this, right? I'm going to take it this way so you guys can actually see it a little bit better. I want you guys to peep what I'm about to talk about. Because this is a little different. It's a little different, and I want you guys to understand this. It is literally a style, a version of what Ruben Amorim already plays. So he's not going away from his system. He's not going away from his system. He's just getting the system to also work with the players. He's also getting the system to work with the players. And so peep this, right? Peep this situation. Because I want you guys to really understand. And this situation is only when we do not get a striker this summer. Because when we get a striker, or if we get a striker, then all of a sudden this changes. And we can go back to having the lone guy up top. But because we do not have a striker, you get me? Peep it. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Because we do not have a striker, that's where this kind of comes into play. You understand me? Now, this, of course, like I said, is a 3-5-2. 3-5-2 in the sense that we need to make this compact. We need to make the middle of the pitch compact. You get me? Because when you move this guy forward, you create the space in the middle. However, when you play this guy right here, you create an opportunity that fits the team better. It fits the team better. Because when you're looking at the midfield, now you have the midfield of Manu Ugarte, Kobe Menu, and guess who? Bruno Fernandes. You get what I mean? Bruno Fernandes then plays the false nine. This false nine right here is not charged of being a nine. He's basically charged of being the number 10. He is charged in being the number 10. I want you guys to be able to see this. See this pretty clearly, please. He is charged on being the number 10. And guess what we have been able to see? That Bruno plays a lot better when he's closer to the post, when he's closer to the 18-yard box, when he's closer to the opponent's box. And guess what? This is Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo. Two players that have played that number 9 position for their previous club. They can do it for Manchester United. They can do it for Manchester United. This is the team that I truly believe, this is the setup that I truly believe that if we do not get a striker, would absolutely work. You understand? Ajun says, for sure, Bruno is a natural goal scorer. The 10 is for him. Exactly. And why I'm really talking about this situation is that this is a reason if Manchester United does not get a number 9 in this summer, how can we play, right? How can we play where we are not only defensively sound, but also able to finish teams, able to utilize our best players and put the best players on the pitch? When I started getting into coaching, right, the hard thing for me to understand was sometimes, right, the best thing for a team is not putting the best players on the pitch. But guess what? Sometimes, a majority of the times, the best thing for a team is to make sure that the best 11 is on the pitch. The best 11 is on the pitch. And this system, as we speak right now, is the best 11 on the pitch. This system, as we are looking at it right now, allows us to put the best 11 on the pitch. Soccer Gamer says, what about Cunha and Mbeumo? Do you sign them if you don't get Sheshko? They might play as strikers. Yes. In this situation, right? Arjun says, do you think I think that's what you try to say. Okay. Oh no. I read this wrong. I do think we need a left wing back. Though I don't feel confident in Dogu. Now I disagree in that situation because I believe that Dogu settling down from last season is going to show us what we saw and what they scouted him for. He was settling down. Remember, last season was his first season. 6 months. He came from a relegation side to Manchester United. That's a big jump. No matter the fact that Manchester United in um are in the dumps right now. That's a big jump. Guys, remember, let's hit that subscribe button. Let's hit that follow button so we do not miss out on anything, okay? Thank you. So this team right here is where I think Manchester United need to go if we do not buy a striker. Adrian says, do we sell? Do you think we should sell Dallo? I don't think this summer, but I think we might need to upgrade in the right wing back position. You understand? Because Ahmad Diallo is Ahmad is going to be playing the right wing back position in the starting 11. But we need somebody. That's why I really wanted Frimpong. We need somebody that would absolutely give him the run for his money. You understand? Give him the run for his money. But let's get into this situation, right? Dogu, I agree with you. MCR, I agree with you. Dogu is perfect for this system. And he is just settling in. That's the key part about this situation. In my mind, Dogu has been the standout player in the preseason so far. He has been the standout player in the preseason so far. And that's why I really believe that his athleticism, his engine is going to make Manchester United absolutely unplayable on that left-hand side. Unplayable. Ajahn says, who do you think we need to sell? We need to sell Luke Shaw. We need to sell Harry Maguire. I understand Harry is definitely a good player. He's definitely is his best system. This three at the back is the best system for Harry. But we need pace. We need pace. We need ability. We need agility in the defense for the style of what we will need to play. I Show Meat says Sheshko to Arsenal. Soccer Gamer says, why sell Harry Maguire? Now, this is the key part about this situation, right? Manchester United need to upgrade in every situation. Adrian says, I disagree with you on Maguire. I think he has been the best this season so far. I do not disagree that. I don't disagree that Maguire has been his best self last season. I don't disagree. But the question here is, and I need you guys to also understand this, right? The question is, who can Manchester United sell? Who do we need to upgrade? And who do we need to get Manchester United challenging for the title? What is it? I'm busy. I'll get to you in a second. So that's what we need to talk about here. You get me? Harry Maguire is a talented player. He is a talented player. But we also need pace behind. We also need pace behind. One thing that every single Manchester United player has been talking about, right, is that Ruben Amorim has been telling them the focus is getting the ball back when you lose it. So what does that mean? Manchester United are going to be playing higher up the pitch. And what is Harry Maguire's worst trait? He is not fast. And that's why this system favors him so much because he has two center backs to cover him when he's not in the right position or when he cannot catch up. You get that's the reason why. Not because I think he's not good enough to play the position. Amir says you need a physical team that can pin the team's back. Ugarte have the legs and Menu have the delicate play. You are absolutely correct. And that is the reason why this system works. That is the reason why this system works for Ruben Amorim if we do not get a striker. You understand? Because this system will put physicality, technical ability, and everything that we need for us to challenge for top four next season. Soccer Gamer says Maguire did amazing last season, Europa League semi-final. He has been incredible, no doubt about that, and we need to give him the credit for it. But the truth about it is that Manchester United won the league, and after winning the league, we sold Keane. We sold Roy Keane. After winning the league, we saw David Beckham. For us to get better, we need to start upgrading in every position that we can. Every position that we can. The question is, do you honestly think that Harry Maguire will start in Liverpool's side? I need you guys to answer that question. If you think that he will start in Liverpool's side, then we should keep him. But if you do not think that he would start in Liverpool's team, then we need to find a replacement. We need to find somebody that will start in that team. You understand? That's the way I think about it. Adrian says, who do you think Ugarte will play alongside this season? Maino. The answer to that question is Toby Maino. You understand me? I'm holding this thought like this because I really want you guys to understand. I've been cracking my brain on this situation. Bear in mind, I really do believe that I want to be coaching someday. And I'm trying to get my coaching badges. And while I'm studying the game, I'm studying what Manchester United can do better. I came up, this is not me coming up with this system, but this is the system that I landed upon that will be putting all our best players on the pitch at one time and giving us the best results because they are balanced on every single part of the pitch. You understand me? Now let's go into the first team. You understand? Emir says, forward thinking Harry Maguire doesn't suit the system, only in counter attacking teams where Manchester United sit deep. You are absolutely right, also. The only thing about that situation is that Harry Maguire actually does suits the three defensive system. The only problem is in the system for England, they sit back and press, they sit back and hit on the counter. For what Ruben Amorim is talking about, for what Ruben wants for his team. He wants them to attack. He wants them to push up. He wants them to go close down the pitch. You get me? So Soccer Gamer says, what about Amad Diallo? Amad Diallo is going to be playing the right wing back position. Now let's talk about the starting lineup so everybody knows who is on the board right here. You understand? Everybody knows who is on the board right here, and then we can kind of get a little bit into understanding what I'm talking about, and we can definitely reference it. Okay? So in the starting, of course, this is going to be Andre Onana. Sadly, but yes, it is going to be Andre Onana because Manchester United might be getting lemons in the end of the window, but I still believe that lemons doesn't knock Andre Onana off the number one position. Arjun says, I do think your system works, but I think it comes down to if we can be consistent. And that's also another thing. That is also another thing. But in this situation, I want you to just pay attention to this, please, because I'm telling you how we are going to get consistency. I'm telling you how we are going to get consistency because this consistency is also going to bring in people being on the pitch. You get me? People being on the pitch, understanding that we do not need to do too much that we need to do, and we need to trust other players, trust the players playing that position. And this is me talking about Bruno Fernandes. You get me? So now let's get into this. The goalkeeper is definitely going to be Andre Onana. You understand? Sadly, but yes, Manchester United are linked with Lemons, but he is a young goalkeeper and he's definitely one for the future. You understand me? He's definitely one for the future. In the centre back, that's basically the middle centre back where Harry Maguire played really well last season. It is going to be Matthijs de Ligt. This position right here is going to be Matthijs de Ligt. In the left-hand side, I mean the right-hand side of the team, it is going to be Lenny Yoro. Do you get what I'm saying already? It is going to be Lenny Yoro. And I'm going to get back to the reason why Lenny Yoro should be on the right and not the left-hand side. You understand? And in the left-hand side, it is going to be Martinez or Aiden Heaven. Why didn't I say Luke Shaw? Because I truly believe that Luke Shaw, the height doesn't help us. Martinez is also really miniature in size. However, his read of where the ball is going to drop is absolutely remarkable. It is remarkable. He understands how to use his body when it comes to jumping up. Guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so we can get going, okay? We are still on 1 like on YouTube. We got 22 people watching here. If everybody hits that like button, it would absolutely break, break what we have gotten on these live videos. And it will absolutely do us a favor. It will do us big. It will do us a lot for us to be able to get that record-breaking number of likes. So guys, hit that like button. So in this situation, it is Martinez. You understand me? This situation is Martinez. And then we get into the wing-back position. In the wing-back position, right here, we are going to be looking at Patrick Dogu. Patrick Dogu is going to be on the left-hand side. And in this left-hand side, it absolutely is pivotal for what we are going to be doing in the front-hand side of the pitch. You understand me? This left-hand side is pivotal, what we are going to be doing on the left-hand front part of the pitch. While the right-hand side in Lenny Euro is going to be pivotal on what we are going to be doing on the right-hand side of the attacking wing-back position. And you guys bear in mind, because I want you guys to remind me of this particular thing I just said. Now, Patrick Dogu right here, right? It's his physicality to go down the flank, to go down the flank. You understand? That's the physicality that we want. Bear in mind, this position, right, is when Manchester United are without the ball. This is our defensive shape. This right here is our defense. It basically is our starting shape. So we got Patrick Dogu right here. We got Amad Diallo right here. Ahmad, sorry, not Diallo, but Ahmad. And in the midfield, this is where the critical part is going to be. We are going to be having Manu Ugarte, Jakobe, in Kobe Mainu, right? We are going to be having Kobe Mainu right here. We are going to be having Bruno Fernandes in the number 10 position. And then we are going to be having 2 number 9s. I know it's a little different because usually this is what Amorim plays. Do you see just that switch, just that quick change takes it back to what we are seeing. It takes it back to what Amorim basically plays every day. But this guy right here cannot be Bruno. You understand? Now, the crucial part of this situation is it makes the defensive, it makes this center part compact. And that's why I truly believe that this system right here is the system that will do the trick for Manchester United to get to the top 4. And let me know, guys, if you have any questions, definitely bring it down, and I'm definitely ready to answer anyone. Um, Talking about this, Soccer Gamer says, do you think Mateus Cunha and Umbuemo will put Manchester United in the top four? I absolutely believe so. I believe Manchester United are going to be challenging for the top four next season. We do not have anything to do in Europe. We do not have anything to do in the cups or whatever. I do not care about those. I care about us focusing on the league, making sure that Manchester United is nowhere near 15th place come come the end of September, come the end of December. We need to be nowhere near 15th place. Sahih brother, what's good, brother? We need to be nowhere near 15th place. Um, Olua Bukumi Bukunmi says, who did you think we should go between Sheshko and Watkins? It depends on what you want to do. That's a really good question because Manchester United are actually more focused on Watkins based on what I have read. Manchester United are more focused on Watkins based on what I've read more than Benjamin Šeško. Now, is it because of the price tag? Maybe, maybe not. But I actually believe it's because of the system that they have been doing so far in their recruitment strategy. The focus has been Premier League proven players. And don't get me wrong, Sir Alex Ferguson won so many titles with that system, with that recruitment strategy. So, who do you think we should get between Sheshko and Watkins? And I'm going to give you two answers. And I know this is not, this is a political answer, but I want you to bear with me, right? First things first. If Manchester United are focused on the future, right? Manchester United should go for Benjamin Šeško. But I truly do not believe that Manchester United are focusing on the future. We are focusing on 3 years from now. Project 150. You understand? Project 150. You might ask me what Project 150 is. That is 150 years of the club being in standing. We want to win the league on our 150th birthday. And if we want to do that, we need to go for Watkins. You understand me? Don't get me wrong. I believe value for money. Manchester United need to go for Benjamin Šeško. Value for money. Because Ollie Watkins is 28 years of age. He is 28 years of age. So Pillar my coach normally. Last song, you get me. Ollie Watkins is 28 years of age. And if you're 28 years of age, don't get me wrong, players are playing longer years. But can you imagine? Can you imagine what Benjamin Šeško will be in 2, 3 years? In 2 years. Because in the third year, that's the deadline for us to win. Let me answer this what do you call it? Chat here so I don't kind of get lost in the sauce. He says, I agree because Bruno can't play the six, mostly without Ugarte. Exactly. Ugarte is definitely, Ugarte right there is definitely our, what do they call it? Our enforcer. That's lack of a better word. The United stand, which I have to give them credit because they have absolutely gotten a lot of scoops lately. They spoke to Ugarte, right? They spoke to Ugarte. And as they spoke to Ugarte, they asked him, what has Ruben Amorim told you that you need to be doing? What has Ruben Amorim told you that you need to be doing next season? He said something that absolutely, oh my God, I need you guys to understand this because it flew over Beth's head when I was listening to it. I was like, nah, she did not give me the reaction that I wanted. Because Ruben Amorim has been telling Ugarte to communicate. Why is that? Because Ugarte is going to be the last line of press before they get into our 18 yard. He's going to be the last line of press before they get into our half. And in that sense, he will be able to see everything. You understand? When you're the defensive midfielder, you can see it's like a goalkeeper in the pitch, especially when it comes to the pressing. And guess what? Ugarte has the most lungs, he has the most legs, and his bread and butter is intercepting play. His bread and butter is intercepting play. So do not get me wrong. Ugarte is definitely going to be a key cog in the machine that is Manchester United. You get me? Soccer Gamer says, I love all the players we signed in Liverpool. I want Diego Jota back, my favorite football player. I am so sorry, brother. But you know the beautiful thing about this situation? He is always going to be at Anfield. He is always going to be at Anfield. There is no other way but that. There is no other way but that. I truly believe that. I truly do. So Soccer Gamer says Arsenal are going to be crazy next season. No doubt. They have literally gotten the best striker in the world right now. The most prolific striker in the world right now. Arsenal have gotten them. And they also have one of the best attacking wingers in the Premier League. One of the best wingers in terms of numbers, in terms of creating chances, scoring goals, and creating assists in Bukayo Saka. And if there's one thing that Sheshko knows how to do most, is put the ball in the back of the net. That's one thing he knows how to do most. But guys, before we go any forward, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on anything that we do here. We go live arguably every day. So guys, hit that like button, people. Hit the like button. Let's go. Hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button. So we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I know Havertz is back. Jesus is back. And they're not just back. They are back looking mean. Did you guys see? Did you guys see? And I'm not glazing here. But did you guys see the shoulders? Did you guys see the bicep and the triceps on Kai Havertz? Ugh. Brother, you are not going to be getting him off his stand anytime soon. He is not going to be pushed over anytime soon. And that is going to be crazy to think about. Bro, he locked the crap in. He was locked in, bro. I think he even lived in the gym. The way he looks. I think he lived in the gym. Whatever his situation is, let me know because I need to do the same thing. I need to do the same thing, bro. So that's one thing about the situation. So guys, comment down below, guys. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Let me know what you guys want me to focus on. And let me know what you guys want me to answer because this is an interactive live. Of course, the topic is Benjamin Šeško's next club revealed, transfer updates, and summer window surprises. Of course, when it comes to the surprises, we have spoken about the surprise of Gigi Donnarumma might be leaving PSG. By the way, I have a question for everyone. Between Benjamin Šeško and John Philip Mateta, who should Manchester United get? I am really curious. In fact, let me type it here. Let me create a poll. How do I create a poll? I'm not sure how to create a poll. How do I create a poll? Man, I know I'm getting better at this live thing, but bruv, it is no joke. I How do I create a poll, people? La 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 la. But yeah, okay. Let's see. Maybe I'll do it this way. La 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 la. Live chat. I'm finding it really hard to create a poll. But guys, comment down below though. Comment down below who you think between Mateta, Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Benjamin Šeško. or Ollie Watkins? Who do you think will be best for Manchester United? Comment down below because I'm curious to see this. I really am. I really am. Anyway, let's look at this situation. Guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, okay? Hit that subscribe button so we can absolutely get to 1,000. That's the goal right now. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers, people. And I know you guys definitely got us. I know for sure you guys got us. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, people. On our way to 1,000 subscribers. So guys, get us going. Let us get over there, man. Let's get it doing. Okay, yeah, I think I found it. I found how to do it. Who should Manchester United, Man United get? Mateta, Watkins, Watkins, or Sheshko? I really want to actually see this though. Huh. Kema says, Jackson, my brother, please do not do that to yourself. Let's not do that now. Let us not do that now. Come on now. Let's be reasonable here now. Okay? Let's be reasonable here now. Jackson. Wow. I don't want that dude near my club. Don't get me wrong, he's actually a little player in terms of his the way he holds up play, the way he actually dominates and runs the channel. He's a talented boy. He's a talented player. But bro, we need goals. And that's one thing that he's just not been able to do so far. We need goals. That's what we need. Guys, let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button, guys. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that subscribe button also. Come on, let's get it going. Kema says, so if you're speaking so highly of him, why not? Because of the goals idea. So the truth about it is, Rasmus Hojlund has all it takes. Has almost the same thing that I'm talking about, and I will talk highly about Rasmus Hojlund. But the truth about the situation is that Rasmus Hojlund is not finding the back of the net, and that is what we need. We need to find the back of the net, brother. You get me? That's the focus. That's the reason why we haven't or we were where we were last season. That's the reason why. Not anything else. That's the reason why. You get me? Mateta is a wonderful player. Mateta would be absolutely mint. He will be mint. Mateta is ridiculous. He would absolutely be mint for Manchester United. Bro, and the funny thing about Mateta is he can even do that job of holding up play better than the people I just called. Better than the players I just called right now. He will do that job better. The hold up play, the ability to run down the flank, the understanding of knowing where to be at the right time every single time. Mateta does it good. And then he's also a big bloke. He's also a big bloke, sir. So you know for sure he's not going to get bullied. You know for sure he's not going to get bullied. You get me? That's one thing you know for sure. You know for sure he's not going to get bullied. Now let's look for some other. I think I got some news that I'm trying to get to you guys, but like we need to get it first. Okay, so some updates. Say Eze could possibly go to Arsenal. The transfer market is mad, bruv. If Eze goes to Arsenal, Arsenal better win the goddamn league and the Champions League. They better win the league and the Champions League. I don't care. They have to. They have to. Bro, they are literally going to be sitting on, they are going to be sitting on a gem of players. They are going to be sitting on a gem of players. There's no way you can tell me, right? with my right mind that Eze will come to Arsenal and Arsenal all of a sudden do not get better. There's no way. Because Eberechi Eze, this is somebody that can play the middle, can play the left, can play the right. The only place in the front line that he should not be able to play, or he just cannot play, or he hasn't played yet, is the number 9 position. He is the number 9 position. That's the only person that I believe, or the only place that he cannot play yet. Don't get me wrong. I was actually advocating for Manchester United to get Eberechi Eze as Bruno Fernandes' replacement. If we were going to sell Bruno, that's how good I think highly of him. That's how highly I think of him. So the dude is absolutely a menace when it comes to being a good player. Soccer Gamer says, "Do you think Salah deserves the Ballon d'Or? Not this year. Not this year. Unfortunately, not this year. Liverpool failed him at the end of the season. They failed him at the end of the season, and I know it's tough to even think about because of what he did. But they failed him at the end of the season. He had every opportunity to win it. If Liverpool had gone to the Champions League final, if Liverpool gone to the Champions League final, he wins it. But in my mind, it is going to be Dembele that takes it. Because what didn't Dembele do this season? He won the French league. He won both of their domestic cups. So he basically got a treble of that situation. He won the Champions League, which is a four trophy. You get me? He was about to win the Club World Cup, which would have been him basically winning six trophies. What did he do? Scored a crazy amount of goals. I think it's 30 to 32 goals. I think he gets it. Anyway, Al Nassr didn't send any bid for Marco Correa, and the player's full focus remains on Chelsea. He is a key part of Chelsea project. Correa, eating paella. Cucurella is definitely not going anywhere. They will be absolutely stupid if they let Cucurella leave. Bro, I don't know why I like that song so much. Cucurella. They will be absolutely stupid if they let him leave. That's for sure. He said Cucurella is annoying. Soccer Gamer says he has nothing to show for it. It means nothing. I don't understand what that means anyway. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep on going with the news. Chelsea and Ajax have progressed in talks for Jorel Hato on Monday. Deal at final stages. Hato ready to sign a long-term deal at Chelsea with the two clubs close to a full agreement. Chelsea are doing it again. Chelsea has freaking doing it again. They are getting another talented young player that might just go there and sit on the bench. They are getting another young player that might just go there and sit on the goddamn bench. Zero. Thank you for following us. Zero number 41. Salute for following. I appreciate you, dog. Ken Moore. Ken Moore, I hope you're following. Enzo Malot said yes to Atletico Madrid project and personnel terms are fully agreed. Negotiations underway with Stuttgart to get the green light under 23 euros clause. So that's definitely one thing that's happening right now. Florian Plattenberg definitely speaks about this situation. He says reports linking Rodrigo with Tottenham are wide off the mark. He is not a target for Tottenham Hotspur. Well, that's a duh. What does Tottenham Hotspur want to do with that situation? Samuel Lockhart basically says an unforgettable experience for Joshua Zirkzee as he gets to print his name on a Premier League shirt. Bruv, they do that every day. They do that anytime they go to the club first time. That's usually like it's like an icebreaker. I don't know what you're saying. That's rough. I understand that it's impressive and you're happy and you're doing that to a Premier League shirt, but Xerxes, man. Man, guys, keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Um, Daniel Garladi joins AS Roma for 10 million euros initial deal plus add-ons from Hellas Verona. Medical is booked for the centre back, deal sealed. It is a here we go. So that's definitely that. Um, what else do we need to talk about? Okay. This is also another situation that we need to talk about here. Toby Collier to speak with Ruben Amorim and Jason Wilcox to decide over a possible loan move for Toby Collier. I think that would be definitely be good for them. I think it will be good for Toby Collier to go out on loan and just get to play. Just get to play. It is hard, bruv. It is hard playing for Manchester United. Get to play, get your feet under yourself. Kema says, what's your top four prediction for the coming season? Oof. This is going to be a tough one. So for the upcoming season, I believe it's going to be Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea at fourth place, and then Manchester United at fifth. I know, crazy, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I actually think. I think it's going to be. How did I do it again? I think it's going to be Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea, and then of course Manchester United in that order. Yes, that's in order. So it is definitely going to be Arsenal winning the league. I truly believe with Gyökeres coming in, they better because I think they have everything that it takes to win the league now. They have the goals, they have the assists, they have the defense. They have to be winning it right now. If not, Ateta is going to get sacked. Definitely going to get sacked. What's his name? Liverpool is going to be second place. I think the loss of Diego Jota, not even to even think about this because it's not even should never be the case, but that is going to rock them at the start of the season. Just not having your teammate there is going to be problematic. It's going to be hard for them to actually even just get onto the pitch to play. So that is definitely going to have them rocked in the first few games. Therefore, I feel like they're going to drop a lot of points. Then they will not win the league. But then, of course, they can come back next season and then dominate. Then we are going to look at Manchester City. I truly believe that this is going to be Pep's last season, and I don't think it's going to be the best season because of he's trying new things now. He's trying to play with a wing back. He's trying to play with a true fullback, and all those things are just not Pep. It's not just Pep. And that's the crazy thing about the situation. And then I think Chelsea, because Chelsea are a little squad. Chelsea are a young little squad. And the only reason they're fourth place is because they are young and they do not sprinkle the experience in the team. If they had sprinkled the experience in the team, then I would be like, okay, yes, Chelsea can definitely challenge for top three or top two. But because of that, I think fourth place is the situation. And then it's going to be Manchester United. And yes, it might be my rose tinted glasses. Yeah, it might be that. And I'm not going to deny that fact. But the truth about the situation is that I am seeing a shift in not just mentality, but a shift in understanding and camaraderie between the players. And not just that, with the bringing of literally close to 40 goals in Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbuemo, I truly believe Manchester United, and also for the fact that Manchester United have nothing else to do but to focus on the Premier League. I believe we are getting back to that fourth place or that fifth place. Soccer Gamer says, what's your reaction of Rashford to Barcelona? Don't get me wrong. This was a tough one for me to see. It was a tough one for me to see because Manchester United, and I have basically looked at Manchester United this day and age as Marcus Rashford's team. He has always been that guy for me on the pitch, being the guy that is living the dream for all of us. So it hurt me to see him in that goddamn jersey. It really hurt. And don't get me wrong, it hurt. And I understand. I understand that it was for the best. I understand it was for the best. And by the way, I truly believe that Marcus Rashford is going to get 20 goals next season. Market right now, it is literally the 7th, 28th, oh, sorry, July 28th, 2025. Marcus Rashford is going to get 20 plus goals next season. Market. Market. I'm putting it, I'm putting it on it. Market. Lamine Yamal wearing the number 10 is legendary. No one can replace Messi. Let me say this though. I've absolutely spoken this whole conversations about with my buddy Envy, right? I spoken to him about this situation and I told him, I was like, Yik, what you're going to see next season is that, and I predicted this. I predicted that they're going to give Yamal the jersey next season. And guess what? It's happening. It happened. He's going to be wearing the number 10 jersey. Yamal is turning 18, or he just turned 18 for crying out loud. Let this kid keep on wearing the number 19. Let this kid keep on wearing number 19. Guys, thank you for giving us 1,000 likes on TikTok. YouTube, you are next. 1,000 likes, maybe. 1,000 likes. Can we get to 1,000 likes? Is that possible? I don't know if it's possible because we don't have 1,000 people watching on YouTube, but it is going to get there someday. But I've literally told people, right? Told people this situation. I said, let Lamine Yamal, let Yamal, you get me? Let Yamal grow into that shirt. Let him grow into that shirt. Let him grow into that shirt. But nobody understands. Nobody listens. And we are going to see it. Because that shirt is definitely heavy. It's the number 7 shirt for Manchester United. It's the number 10 shirt for Brazil. Lamino says, well, let me read this in the big screen. He says, if Sheshko wants to reach Isak level, he would go to Newcastle, specific especially how Eddie Howe develops young players like Livermento, Hall, Gordon. If he wants to be the next Hojlund, he will go to United. Now, this is something that we need to talk about. I don't want to be biased here because I am a United fan. I don't want to be. But I do agree with that premise, with the premise of Eddie Howe has gotten a track record in making sure that his players get better. He has the track record in making sure that his players get better. But we also need to understand that there's a difference between Manchester United and Newcastle. There's that difference. And yes, it might be a risk. It might be a risk, but it is a risk that if you take and you make it, you will be a legend for life. But guess what? Isak is no legend right now, even though he has absolutely done a big one for Newcastle, giving them that title. He is going to be a legend for the Geordies. He's going to be a legend for the Geordies, but he's not going to be a legend over the world. And if you do it in Manchester United, if you give Manchester United the opportunity to raise that trophy up again over their heads, you good, Mud? You good, Mud? Manchester United, you are going to be a legend. If you do it for Manchester United, you will never go hungry. Because one thing is for sure, your name will be synonymous to success. That is what it is. That's the difference. Don't get me wrong. If I wasn't a United fan, I would absolutely agree with that. And don't get me wrong when I say this, I also agree with the fact that Benjamin Šeško, based on how the both teams are playing, should go to Newcastle. I truly believe that. He should go to Newcastle. But when I speak on this situation, I truly believe that if Benjamin Šeško comes to Manchester United and becomes part of the reasons why we are successful, Awudi Emmanuel, what's good, man? Are you shocked? What are you shocked for? What is the shock about? Soccer Gamer says he wears the number 14, the iconic legendary player. Thierry Henry. Well, Henry was not iconic for Barcelona. He definitely won the Champions League, but he was not the Henry that we saw at Arsenal. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him that he wears that number because that number is a big one. He has a lot of shoes to fill. But I'm telling you, I'm really saying this again, and I want you guys to literally mark my words. Given the opportunity, given the opportunity that Marcus Rashford is on the pitch, Marcus Rashford is going to be scoring 20 plus goals next season. 20 plus goals next season. And I'm serious about that. I'm really serious. Kenma says, is it because you're a United fan? Why you have United up at fifth when you know top 10 might not be a possibility? Okay, so that's definitely that's a good question. Kenmar, you're absolutely right. I do have a bias to Manchester United being a United fan, to them being the fifth place. But I also have to understand, and I also have to kind of look around the stratosphere and understand, like, I really have Manchester United at fifth. Yes. No, I know it's crazy. I know. Don't get me wrong, Michelle. I know it's crazy. I truly do know. But like, I have a reason why I feel like it is possible, and it's a prediction. You get me? It's a prediction, and I truly feel like it's possible. You understand? Pradesh, I'm going to talk about that. Give me 1 second. Let me focus on this Manchester United being fifth in the league next season. The reason why I think about this is that before last season, Manchester United were eighth. We're eighth in the league. It was a troubling time for us. But that season, before that eighth season, we were third. We were third in the league, if I'm not mistaken. And some of these players are still in this squad. And then we go on and add two of the best players outside that top 10 position. You understand? Outside the top five, we literally picked their top five, their best player, and added to our best players. And in that part, in that idea, I truly believe that Manchester United will be fifth next season. Okay, so let's get Kema says, are you better than other teams that came fifth to tenth? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I truly believe that Manchester United are better than Bournemouth. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Premier League season, Premier League season 23, 24. All right. So now I want us to actually talk about this because like um a lot of people really think that Manchester United are that bad. Don't get me wrong, they definitely did not shower themselves in glory. We definitely did not shower ourselves in glory. That's for sure. You understand? We did not shower ourselves in glory whatsoever. But I want us to look at this situation, right? I want us to look at this situation. So match day, not match day 14th, but I want us to get match day 38th. Okay. And we're guys, bear in mind we're going to talk about the Garnacho situation. So this is the top five or the Premier League, basically the top 10, right? Was Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Everton, West Ham, and then Manchester United. Now let me say this, and I'm going to basically go from up to bottom, from bottom to top. Okay, from bottom to top. Manchester United are better than West Ham. There's no doubt about that situation. Last season, West Ham ended with 43 points, ended with 43 points, which is 1 point above of Manchester United. Don't get me wrong. So this means when we are saying the players were the problem, but not the coach, was all BS. The players, I'm not saying this. I'm not BSing you in this situation. I'm saying that there's a possibility for them to do it. When I'm saying the players are the problem is because they drop their laurels. You get me? They drop their laurels because of Eric Ten Hag or what Eric Ten Hag was doing. You understand? That's why the players are still the problem. So it's not a situation where I'm shifting the blame. No, the players are still the problem. So guys, we're going to walk it down, right? Top 10 outside that you're better than the teams. Now let's say this: we are better than West Ham, undoubtedly. I don't think anyone can argue with me on that situation. You understand? Of course, we did not score more than 10 West Ham. That's my point. That's my point. And because Eric Ten Hag came third with those players, I still feel Ruben Amorim can do what he did, can even do better. And that is why the addition of Cunha and Umbuemo is definitely going to take us there. Ruben is definitely not the problem. He's definitely not the problem. And you're not equating both of them together. You're not putting both of them together. Because Eric Ten Hag was still the one that took us to eighth place. He was still the one that we were 12th and 15th, 12th place before Ruben Amorim took over. You get? So you can't really tell me that Ruben Amorim is the problem because he came into a situation that was in dire need of turning the ship. So let's walk it down. I want us to really walk it down, right? We are better than West Ham, right? We are better than West Ham. Yes, 12th place, 4 points off top four. But those 4 points were something that we were not getting. We were not getting those 4 points. Let's not deceive ourselves. We just were not. We are better than Everton. We are better than Crystal Palace. We are better than Fulham. I believe buying Brian Mbeumo made us better than Brentford. It says 14 losses in 26 games. Don't get me wrong, Michelle. I agree that is abysmal. It is abysmal. But that is why he is on the hot seat. But bear in mind, not on paper, he is a better coach. He is a better coach based on what they have done in their career so far. And we are yet to see if he is a better all round. Because based on what Ruben Amorim had to do, you understand me, at Sporting was definitely more than what Eric Ten Hag had to do at Ajax. No doubt. We can argue it. We can talk about it. We can break it down for you. Because when Ruben Amorim came to Sporting, I want you guys to understand this. Sporting fans had broken into the dressing room of Sporting players and whooped that trick. Literally, whooped that trick. They put belt to ass. That is what Ruben Amorim walked into. You get me? Don't get me wrong. Erik ten Hag built a squad with Ajax and a dope squad at that. He built a squad at Ajax, but they already had a system. They already had an academy. They already had the COO and the CEO and the scouting system. They already had those things. And Erik ten Hag, being the genius that he was, came in and a genius in terms of working with young players and molded those young players in playing the system. And that is what we saw. That is what we saw. But what Ruben Amorim dealt with, it's not Ten Hag's fault. But I'm telling you that Manchester United are more in a position of where Sporting was than what Ajax is. Because Manchester United are never going to be like Ajax. We're never going to play all the young players. We're never going to have a stress-free season. where you can build. We are not going to have that. And in that saying, Eric Ten Hag wanted those parameters. Don't get me wrong, I still stand on the idea that Manchester United should not have sacked Eric Ten Hag when they did. I still stand on that idea. You see, I was breaking the ground. I was literally telling everybody that could tell. Do not sack Eric Ten Hag. Do not sack Eric Ten Hag. Do not sack Eric Ten Hag. Wait till the summer. If he doesn't do anything, then we go on. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you. But what you saw in that situation is what you saw in the situation was, and I'm not saying that you should not sack Eric Ten Hag. I'm saying sacking him in the middle of the season was the wrong thing to do. It was the wrong thing to do. And not just sacking him in the middle of the season, right? Say if we waited, you would be playing in the championship. That's hilarious. But what the situation was, right? The situation was, it was not just that we sacked him in the middle of the season. We sacked him and brought a manager that played completely different football to what he has been preaching for the last 2 years. That right there is a recipe for 14 losses in 26 games. All right, now let's talk about the Garnacho situation. Predish, I'm sorry it took so long, but we are going to get to it right now. First things with this Garnacho situation is Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League. I think we all kind of know that by now. You get me? Guys, hit that like button if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button because we do this. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers and we are on our way to 10,000 on TikTok. So, guys, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button so we can absolutely hit our goals and give you guys a lot better content. You understand? Give you guys a lot better content. So, guys, let's get into this Garnacho situation before we go back into Ruben Amorim and the coaching staff. You get me? We are at 14 likes on YouTube. Let's get to 20. I believe we can get to 20. We got 16 people watching on YouTube. Let's get to 20. Let's go. So, first things first in this Garnacho situation is that Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League. And that is where the problem lies. Because if Garnacho decides that he wants to play outside the Premier League, we saw the likes of Napoli coming. We will see the likes of Juventus coming. We will see the likes of Atletico Madrid coming to take him back home. That's what we would see. You get me? We would see the likes of that. But Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League. And because he wants to stay in the Premier League, it's a very, very narrow idea of who can actually pay for him. Now, the two people that are looking at Garnacho is Aston Villa and Chelsea. Those are the two clubs that have been looking at Garnacho and are thinking that they can actually get Garnacho. Now, Manchester United are looking at Garnacho as somebody that will be able, right? Somebody that they will be able to get around 50, 60, if not 70 million pounds for. Now, that's going to be tough. Tough on the idea or tough on the side of Aston Villa. You understand? It's going to be tough on the side of Aston Villa. Why is that? Aston Villa are the one team that are below, are in trouble of PSR. The one big side that are in trouble with PSR. You get me? They are in so much trouble that they need to sell to buy. You understand? And so that is one team. Another team is Chelsea. Now Chelsea have already signed players like Esteval, Bruno Giddens. They already have Nkunku. They of course sold Madueke. But they have a talented squad. They had a lot of players. They have Liam Delap. They have Cole Palmer. So they have a lot of wingers. And of course, they already have Giovanni Kenda coming in next summer. So this is a problematic situation for Manchester United. And funny enough, I actually think at the end of the day, Manchester United are going to keep Garnacho next season for next season. I know it's sad. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. But I truly believe that we might see Garnacho playing for Manchester United next season. And it might be tough because he probably would not get um the minutes that he wants. VA says, is this just the Manchester United discussion? No, no. Before you got here, we spoke about tennis. Before you got here, we spoke about tennis. We spoke about football in terms of like American football. How Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay Michael Parsons. How Dak Prescott is yapping his mouth and not knowing what he can talk about. So yeah, bro, we can talk about anything. It's Pillar Sports for a reason, not Manchester United Sports. You get me? PSC says, okay, can you speak about my team, Tottenham Hotspur? Okay, Shay, let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Thank you for following, by the way. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur, people. What in the world were you guys thinking with Morgan Gibbs White? What in the flying freak were you guys thinking with Morgan Gibbs White? Why in the world did you guys get this deal done the right way? Why in the world did you guys get this deal done in the right way? It is mind blowing to me, bro. I no, no, no. See, I want you guys to understand this. In a release clause, right? And I'm going to break it down for you because, bro, I'm a nerd when it comes to football. You understand? I read, I study, I look at every situation. If I could be an agent, if I could be a coach, I'll be everything to someone's team. But yes, he had a release clause. He had a release clause, but in that release clause, there was a caveat. That caveat was you do not tell anyone that there is a release clause. But if they bid for that release clause, you understand? If they bid for that release clause, then we would have to accept it. And guess what? You cannot talk to the player without the permission of the parent club. The player is under contract. You understand me? The player is under contract. Going about it the wrong way is just Danny Levy's way. Danny Levy found the information that there was a release clause. He went and triggered the release clause without speaking to the owner. Bro, it was very simple. You get the idea, right? You get the idea. You get what you need to do, and you get the release clause number. You go there and you bid 45 million pounds and let them reject it. You go there and you bid 50 million pounds and let them reject it. Then you go there and you bid 61 million pounds and they can't refuse it. That way you have gone through the right routes. That way you're going to the right route. Intermediaries got the info to Levy. But guess what? There's a reason why Marinakis, by the way, PNC says Marinakis is a little baby. No, bro. He is just a bull in a china shop. He doesn't give two crap. He has the money to take Tottenham Hotspur to the the court of arbitration and keep them there till the lights are out. Till the goddamn lights are out. And that is what he did. He bullied his way into having Morgan Gibbs White sign. Because the truth about the situation is it is not just about Tottenham Hotspur that he was going to sue. He was also going to sue Morgan Gibbs White. And why would you say that? Because only three people knew about that contract, that release clause. You get me? And those three people are Marinakis, the agent, and Morgan Gibbs White. Those are the three people. And so the news got to intermediaries that got to Levy. It was not Marinakis, so it's either the agent or Morgan Gibbs White. And when in that situation, what you have in that situation is that now you have broken the confidentiality of the clause. Now you can't go nowhere. Now you can't use that clause because now it's null and void. You understand? Now it's null and void. So PNC says, did you see the MGW interview? He looks thrilled to be back with them. Not really, bro. Not really, bro. He was. I felt like the video of Maranaka standing behind him and looking at him. Bro, that's some mafia like, mafia like energy. You get me? Don't get me wrong though. He gets the job done. He put so much vigor into. he puts. I understand what you mean. He put so much vigor into Nottingham Forest that is the reason why they are there today. Now let's answer another question. But we are going to come back to Tottenham Hotspur. So whatever question you want me to ask or you want me to answer, bring it up about Tottenham Hotspur. Now let's get into the spirit of LFC fans. He says, "Hey Pillar, Pillar Sports and Chat. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, buddy. I dig how you say players' names. I don't know how which player's name is your favorite for me to say. I will say it. Um, Ruben Amorim versus Arne Slot and Man United versus Liverpool. Where do you reckon Man United will end up this season and what trophies? Well, I've basically said this before you even got here. I said that Manchester United are going to end up fifth place. Um, I do not believe Manchester United are going to get any trophies next season, but I truly believe that we are going to get fifth place because the sole focus is going to be on the Premier League. We do not have European football. I truly believe that Ruben Amorim is not going to be focusing on the cups because he's going to be judged by the league, and that is what we are going to focus on. And in that idea and in that mindset, I think Manchester United will be fifth place. I hope that answers the questions. Let's chat about Liverpool FC. What do you think we will win, and where do we need to get better, transfer and improve? Also, the best way for us to play with system formation and style of play. Okay, now that's a good one. I'm uh I'm definitely going to answer that. Don't get me wrong, TikTok, I'm also going to get to you guys. So bear in mind, I'm basically doing two things at once. So I hope it kind of gets to you guys. So first things with Liverpool. The system that you guys played last season is perfect. It's perfect. But there's going to be changes. The changes is going to be that for Liverpool, the way they utilized Trent Alexander-Arnold was critical about how the things went. You understand? It was quite critical about how it went. Trent Alexander Arnold went inward. He was like an inverted kind of fullback, right? But will be covered by Konate or by Van Dijk. Right now, it is going to be a situation where, ooh, come on now, my one and trusted, guys, my one and trusted board. This is Liverpool, right? So we're going to be having um this is the Liverpool team. So this is basically the Liverpool's team right here. Marley, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you though. This is the Liverpool team. Jesus. Okay. Sorry, I was doing it upside down, so I couldn't really see what I was doing. But this is the Liverpool's team. This is the system that I think he's going to stick with. It's going to, of course, going to be the two at the back. But when it comes to attacking lineup, what you're going to then see is you're going to see this movement, right here. Do you get the gist of what I'm saying? You're going to see this movement right here. You're going to see that movement. This is what you're going to see as a movement. And I know it's quite confusing right now, but the reason why this situation is like this, right? I think it's going to be more of this. Yes, I think it's going to be more of this with this one arriving early. So why do I give it like this? I know it's quite crazy in terms of the way the system looks right now, but what the situation is going to be, this is going to be Turkish, right? This is going to be Turkish, and in Turkish we're going to be having um what's his name, Connor Cody, right? And this is going to be Connor Cody. In the middle we're going to be having like a TK. or maybe Isak. Mohamed Salah that likes kind of working on the inside of the team. And then you're going to start seeing overlaps with Jeremy Frimpong. So this is going to be the attacking style. And I know it's a little bit confusing because we can get to it. This is going to be Florian Wirtz, the guy that arrives late in the box, because we are going to be seeing something like this and it's going to be arrived like that. You understand? It's going to be pushed up high with the fullbacks basically just creating the width. And then Salah creating or working inside the channels. And then you're going to have this also working inside the channels too. And then of course you're going to have Gravenbeck and Szoboszlai supporting them at the other side. Of course, this is going to then be the situation. So this is going to be the attacking setup. You get it's going to be crazy because sometimes when the ball is on this side, then you're going to see Kerkesh kind of float back to make it a three situation, right? To give you a little bit more of a solidity to it, right? If not, if the ball is on this side, then you have the other side kind of work the magic. I hope that answers the question for you. Um, but yeah, it's going to be crazy. All right, now let's get back to the questions here on TikTok too. Um, so it says here, PNC says, Macho says, let's go through the first 10 games for United. Okay, I'm excited with this, man. I like the energy, people. I like the energy. Energy, more energy, more energy, more energy, more vim, more energy, more energy, more energy, more energy, more energy. Let's go first, week one. Week one, guys. I'm looking for match day. La 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 la. Okay, all right. Week one for Manchester United. Week one for Manchester United is against Arsenal. So, who is saying that Manchester United loses against Arsenal? Who's saying that? Because one thing I can tell you for sure is that Manchester United win or draw that game. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's at Old Trafford. It's at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim has all the time to plan. Manchester Arsenal are going to be going through a different system with Gyökeres. They are going to be going through a different system with Gyökeres. They are going to be trying to figure out how to make Gyökeres fit in that system or how to fit the system around Gyökeres. So we are going to win that first game. You get me? And guys, let me know in the chat if you guys do not agree with me. Let me know in the chat if you don't agree with me. Because I'm absolutely ready to be challenged in this situation. Um, say Liverpool are playing the system 4-3-3 this season. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough for them to play the 4-3-3 this season. But I think they do have the ability to do it. But I don't think they have the ability in terms of like they haven't worked on those kind of situations for too long. And then in the second game for Manchester United, we face Fulham. So don't get me wrong, I do believe Manchester United win against Arsenal. So against Arsenal, Manchester United get 3 points. You get me? So that's 3 points out of three. Against Fulham, Manchester United get 3 points. I know. Confident much. I truly believe that though. I truly believe that. Now this is where it's going to get a little tricky. Manchester United against Burnley. I believe we get a point. I believe we get a point because Burnley is a team coming in from the championship, and they are not going to be giving out any opportunities willy nilly. They are not going to repeat the same mistake that they did last season. You understand? And that's one thing for sure. And then you look at week four, right? In week four, Manchester City versus Manchester United. That's where the trouble is going to be. I think City will lose that game because it's at the Etihad, so 0 points. Um, And then in the next game, which is going to be the fifth game, so match week 5, Manchester United are going to be facing Chelsea. Oh my God. I think we draw that game. Huh. Wow. Bro, we are facing a lot of big teams in the first 5 weeks of the goddamn league. And then in Brentford, I think we win the game against Brentford. I think that's 3 points. Get me? And then match week 7 against Sunderland. I think we actually get 3 points because Granit Xhaka, what's his name? With Granit Xhaka coming in, with Henderson coming in, I think they would just still be trying to figure out kind of what works for them. They'll be trying to figure out what works for them, and I think we get 3 points in that situation. And then in week 8, we face Liverpool. Oh my lord, we lose this one. We get 0 points from Liverpool. And I know it's tough, but I think Liverpool are just that good of a team. And I know that's a derby. And in the derby, everything goes out the window. But I just feel like they would have figured some things out in week 9. In week 8, sorry. They would have figured out the team, they would have figured out the system, and they would have started clicking. And then Manchester United face Brighton. I think this situation we actually get a point. So that's one thing with that situation. And then week 10, Manchester United face Nottingham Forest, and I think we actually win this game. So that's 3 points. And so, if my calculations are right, this is 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 15, 18. We get 18 points out of the first 10 that we need to get. So that's my prediction. We get 18 points out of the games. Yeah. Anyway, guys, in the YouTube, let me know what you guys have in terms of the questions, guys. Drop that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, people. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Guys on TikTok, thank you guys very much for following. I truly appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys join in and do not miss anything on TikTok. YouTube, we still rocking, so let's keep on rocking for sure. Um, Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, people. Hit that subscribe button so we can absolutely get to our desired goal of 1,000 subscribers, because it's only going to get better from here. It's only going to get better from here. We get more experience, we get more people coming in, and we get more conversations flying. You get me? All right, guys. Let me know what you guys think, man. We have been live going on 116 minutes. That's more than an hour. That's more than 2 hours. So I will talk to you guys later, most definitely. Much love to you guys. We got 16 people in the house. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button before you go so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow, unfailingly, at 10 o'clock. Peace.